The intent for today is to really talk about how we're measuring this stuff. Because a lot of people use a lot of tools. A lot of people do a lot of things, but I don't know if a lot of people are actually identifying exactly what it's doing for them. So our business today, RockTech, is leveraged off kind of my experience going and training people and helping them use LinkedIn and saying, how do we scale that? And so what we have is a tool. Overlays things like LinkedIn, guides you through how to use it, and measures behavior. But when you do this, this is just your first degree network, the people that you already know. Every single one of those people has their own map. And the question is, are you really leveraging that in a methodical, measurable way? The bigger picture is that the moment you get those 8 people into LinkedIn, you now have access to information that you've never even potentially known about before. And very specifically, the ability to search through this network, identify the key people you want to hire, you want to sell to, you want to get intelligence on, whatever, and then be able to see that relationship path and use it thoughtfully is powerful. Now, again, looking at this simple network, imagine if you didn't connect to just that one person. Look at that graphical hole, the dead space in your network that you're operating on without knowing who's out there. Then you think about that in-map in the context of many others. And then you start realizing that this interconnectivity is enormous. You can pretty much get to anyone you want to, or people can get to you in a filtered way through your network. One very tactical example, and again, I'll start very basic. One way that I do this when I'm trying to get into a company or something like that, I start going through the list. And if I'm looking for high-tech folks that I'm trying to get to, and I'll say Bill. I write Bill's name, who he is, so it kind of triggers my memory, because I don't want to just go after the first thing I find. And then I mention, okay, well, Eric knows Bill. And then I go and I find Mike Berry. And I say, okay, well, John knows him. And I make this little list up until I feel that, I'm confident that I can get to somebody of interest. And then, bam, when I see someone that jumps out at me, I didn't want to ask John for an intro to Mike when he's got the keys to the key guy that I'd want to get to. If you've been a good person, ethical, hardworking, and if people want to put their brand on you, that's the key. If they want to put their brand on you, then this is like the best self-perpetuating machine gun ever, because they want to introduce you if you do a good job on that. And there's no simple way. There's no simple book that you can pick up and say, oh, these are the 3 things I need to do, because it's this fuzzy social etiquette relationship stuff. And that's where, when you look at LinkedIn, and this is why I think I've been getting a lot more calls lately, is that they're starting to invest more heavily in this. You'll notice their LinkedIn Sales Solutions group is growing rapidly. I think one of the greatest things about LinkedIn too, is that if you're that good person, I've heard it a lot. People say, I'm always helping people, I'm not comfortable asking for things, or I never get it, I'm always giving. If you read the book on your seat, you'll see I'm a big believer in social capital. If you go to the line for your network, somebody asks you for something, you work hard for them, and you're ethical, you're funny, whatever. If they like spending time with you, then they're going to want to put your brand on you. And it makes it so much easier when the opportunity presents itself to say, hey, I see you know this guy. Or better yet, just do good things, and then when people come to you, someone's looking to hire you, someone's looking to work with your company, and they ask one of your contacts, hey, do you know Dave? Well, that's going to be flavored based on your background, how good of a friend, and et cetera, how much of a giver you are. So without a doubt, I think LinkedIn is a great equalizer for the good people of the world, because if you're not, if you're unethical, if you're weak, if you're shady, LinkedIn's going to just expose that much more rapidly.